Welcome to the HR Chat Show, one of the world's most downloaded and shared podcasts designed for HR pros, talent execs, tech enthusiasts, and business leaders. For hundreds more episodes and what's new in the world of work, subscribe to the show, follow us on social media, and visit HRgazette.com.
The American Business Awards, also known as the Stevie Awards, have been a premier business awards program in the US for over 20 years. They recognize excellence across various categories and industries, including public and private organizations, for-profit and non-profit, and businesses of all sizes. Why am I telling you, listeners? Well, because I'm delighted to share that Fidello President and HR Gazette Associate Editor and my good friend, Mr. Christopher Bjorling, is a 2024 winner. Hey, everybody, this is Bill Banham, your host today. Chris won in the Achievement in Management in Business and Professional Services category. Chris, welcome back to the show and congratulations to you, sir.
Bill, thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here as always. You're such a wonderful, gracious host and a joy to talk to. And I appreciate every time we get a chance to spend the moment together.
So, listeners, this is a special episode in that basically we're just going to spend the whole time saying how amazing Chris and Fidello are. But I thought I can't just do that, so I've thrown in some extra questions about ATD and a couple of other things, just to mix it up for you. Chris, to start with, can you reintroduce yourself to our audience, please?
Certainly, Bill. I am Chris Bjorling. I'm president of Fidello, Inc. We are a consulting and solutions organization that helps clients manage their talent management lifecycle of their employees through bespoke processes and solutions. As Bill said, I work on the HR Gazette for some of the things that we put together, as well as he and I co-host together a People and Performance podcast. We're into season 13, 14, somewhere around there. We have a blast doing that, interviewing people. But most importantly, I am the father of 7, and I get to do everything that's associated with being that. And, as they expand with marriage and grandchildren, it's all just a fun time.
He's a busy gentleman, listeners. Okay, so for those who are not super familiar with the Stevie Awards, Chris, can you tell us a bit about them and why they matter in the industry?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've heard of the Stevie Awards for years, and I even have had some clients that have won Stevies for projects that we helped put together for them. And, they took their solution and put it out there. And, the Stevies have a ton of different categories. And so they've won, and as recently as last year and this year, actually. And then I was approached by a PR firm that I had communicated with years ago, and they said, "Hey, we really think you should, be nominated for an award." And usually I just slough those off and don't pay attention. But I said, you know what? Why not? Let's try. Let's see what we can do. And then they helped me craft the nomination, and we submitted it. I guess there were approximately 3,700 entrants this year, submissions into the different categories they had. We were entered into the small business, the achievement in management, business and professional services category. And from those 3,700, about 300 of the organizations actually received enough votes and scoring to earn an award. They have about 300 professionals that judge them, and it took about 3 months for them to go through it. We personally had about 15 different judges, from what we can tell from based upon the notes that we saw, participate in the judging of us. And we actually came out and we were awarded the Gold Stevie Award for business and professional services. So we were very surprised, but pleased. And, as we went through it, I started looking at the other winners, the people that had placed either gold or silver or bronze in the categories. But a lot of organizations, I didn't know, but there were great ones in there, such as IBM, Kodak, Microsoft, Lenovo, Cisco Systems, Qualcomm, and the list goes on and on. So we look at it and say, wow, this is prestigious. And as I've researched more and I've talked more to people, that, it's kind of the Academy Awards for organizations and for businesses to be recognized for work they've done and achieved over the years. So we're looking forward to going to the awards banquet in June down in New York City at the Marquee and receiving our award down there and getting a little video clip out of that. And, it's been a blast.
Well, I guess my invite to the awards must have got lost in the post. Here's a here's a loaded question for you. Here's a hard-hitting question for you. What does winning the award say about Fidello?
First of all, you're welcome to attend. I thought you'd be over in the UK doing some other personal things around that time. But anyway, what it says about our organization, it gives us a lot of, kudos for the work that we've done over the years and recognition for the opportunity that our team has worked at and in establishing. We're a smaller organization that creates these bespoke models that allow our organizations to leverage their strategy, their business strategy, their culture, and the maturity or the readiness of the organization to, do certain things in HR that they may not have been able to do before. And so by putting these pieces together, we really feel, validated in what we've done. And it was cool kind of seeing and hearing some of the comments that came from the different judges. One of them said the use of specific achievements such as pioneering tailored solutions and serving prestigious clients adds credibility to this impact. And this is, some of them relate to me, but his leadership sets industry standards and fosters a culture of innovation within Fidello. Recognized as a thought leader, influence extends beyond operational success, shaping industry discourse on talent management. Remarkable contributions position him as an outstanding nominee for this award and showing his dedication and expertise in the field. And Fidello Inc. is characterized by a profound commitment to innovative talent management solutions and not only advance the company, but also set new benchmarks in the industry. The one-size-does-not-fit-all philosophy that we have has led to the creation of tailored solutions addressing the unique needs of an impressive clientele. And these lists go on along this way, and that's probably why we ended up with a gold award, is that, as they looked at all that we've done, and as it was described out there, it's really all about the team at Fidello. The individuals we currently have that we've had in the past work with us and do things. It's been an opportunity for us to really, like I say, feel validated in our work of creating solutions that meet the needs of the client, because it truly is our motto: one size does not fit all. And we see too many consultancies or agencies kind of try to put the round peg into the square hole, and we don't do that here. And we're grateful for this moment to get a chance to be recognized and to shout that to the world. So that's cool.
Well, fully deserved. I've had the pleasure of working with you now, Chris, for a number of years, and I love it. So very well done to you, sir. Now then, you and I, we're changing focus now. This is the bit where we're not talking about your award. You and I will be attending ATD, the ATD Conference and Expo next month This month as we record this. It's May 1st today, listeners, as we record this. Gosh, this month. It's happening, I think it's May 19th to 22nd in beautiful New Orleans. So Chris and I will be hanging out down there. What are you hoping to get out from the event? What are you hoping to cover? What are you hoping to see?
Well, the Association for Talent Development is a great organization, and this conference is as we've been told, is going to bring about 9,500 individuals across the globe into us, I think from 83 different countries. And so we're going to get an opportunity to sit and listen to some great creative thought leaders in the industry, people who've been trying things that haven't been tried before or tried with a new approach. So it's exciting to think about the sessions that are going to be out there and some of the learnings that can occur for the attendees, as well as for us as we see these innovations that they're putting forth. And then they also have a large exposition going on the exhibit floor. And so we're looking to talk to different vendors and see what they have out there. Personally, I'm looking at, hey, how are people mastering the inclusion of AI inside their spaces? How are they dealing with the regulations that are yet to be or have started to come out from, people like, the EU, the European Union, and different organizations along these lines. So I'm just trying to figure out that. So I'm going to be expressly interested in that. And then, of course, what's current on microlearning, which is a great concept. It's something, even though I'm old, I've been preaching microlearning for the last, since 1980s, early 90s. And there were ways we did it back then too. But, there's micro learning opportunities that are currently out there and continue to evolve. I want to see those things. And then really, how are we driving impact in the talent development space? How are we changing the way the work happens, and how are we changing the way, we see positive results, which, is kind of encapsulated in People in Performance podcast too. Are we going to find any people that, that we are going to talk to that can help talk to our audience in that space? Because it's really around, the individuals, the talent as they're calling it, and the development of them to deliver exceptional results for an organization. So all these things are components that I'm going to be looking for as we go into the halls and the sessions here at this upcoming conference. I'm excited.
Me too. And frankly, I like New Orleans, so it's nice to get a chance to go there again. Chris, have you and I caught up since we hung out together in Buffalo for DisruptHR Buffalo? Is this our first conversation since then?
I think it is.
I think it is too. Well, listeners, just a few weeks ago on April 11th, I stood up during the intros and said a few things about Disrupt. I gave a blinder of a joke, fantastic dad joke, which completely bombed. It's got loads of groans for it. So at that point I gave up and I passed it over to a bunch of amazing speakers, each presenting for 5 minutes, 20 slides, 15 seconds per slide. One of those speakers was none other than Mr. Bjorling. Can you tell our listeners a bit about your experience at DisruptHR Buffalo, what you liked about it, what could be improved perhaps for the future, what folks could expect if they come along to the next one?
Excellent. And first of all, that was a joke that you get. I'm sorry.
My peanut joke is brilliant.
I know. Maybe you can go to ChatGPT and grab something new for the next one. Anyway, Bill, I gotta say, you helped organize a tremendous event. From my understanding, DisruptHR Buffalo had been, quiet for a long time since COVID and stuff, and so this was like the reintroduction to the community that was out there, and your efforts and the rest of the team that helped put it on was wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed my speaking time, but one of the things that was incredible was the size of the audience that we had for it being the first in a long time. We had a great deal of individuals. We had people coming down from Toronto. We've had, across the border into Canada coming in, and then the Buffalo and surrounding area that were there. So we had a large size crowd, and they were energetic. They were thoroughly engaged. In the HR space, if you want an engaged workforce, well, we saw them that night when they were there as participants in the crowd. They were, first of all, the speakers were all doing great. I'll cut myself out on that one, but all the rest of the speakers were doing great. But the crowd was really engaged with them. They were laughing at their jokes, not yours. Sorry, Bill. But they were laughing at the jokes that were there. But they were also, picking up pieces of wisdom. And you heard a lot of little ahas, those little epiphany moments of people saying, "Oh, that's cool." And the variety of topics that was presented was just great. And it covered pretty much anybody that was in the room based upon their position and their title, as well as gave thought to, other aspects of the work that's occurring around them. Again, highly conducive of a great evening. There was great networking and fun had by all. And I look forward to the next one.
Yes, well, your session was excellent. And just before we hit record today, Chris and I were talking about him acting as a co-host at the next Disrupt Buffalo. So therefore, Chris, that means that you've got to give it a go with some good dad jokes, okay? And then we can give you a bit of constructive criticism on that one. So watch this space, listeners. Now, I'm still a bit touchy about that peanut joke. Okay, now, Chris, you and I are in the middle of recording new episodes, 3 new seasons, in fact, of the People and Performance podcast, season 12, 13, and 14. Can you tell our listeners a bit about the show?
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, choked up there. Maybe it was the peanut joke. The People and Performance podcast is focused on HR concepts. It's really the concepts that we need in our professional lives as HR individuals to really drive home improvement on individual people, development of our careers ourselves, and the opportunity that we have for the organization to be successful from it and make potentially a major transformation utilizing some of the learnings that can occur in these, short 15, 20-minute pods that we have. We love it. I love it. We have a diversity of individuals that have come to join us from different fields of emphasis and different industries. And then as we go into these new seasons of recording, we have representation from Johns Hopkins and Rolls-Royce, to name just a couple of individuals that are going to be joining us down here. I saw some more of the names today, and it's still incredible. And I'm excited to get to meet some of these individuals in person as we interview them and talk to them about their passion, their avocations of what they're doing and why they're doing it and how it can impact everybody. So I encourage everybody to, if you've not heard any of our podcasts, please reach out, look at People and Performance podcasts. There may be some pearls of wisdom that are really going to be potential for your development as well as for your organization's success. So thank you.
Yeah, I think we've outdone ourselves with these upcoming seasons. We've got, as Chris mentioned there, we've got some very impressive brands. Other brands that he didn't mention include folks from Oklahoma State University, Securitas, the cybersecurity and physical security firm, Find Mojo. We've got Tara from Not the HR Lady podcast. That's an awesome show. We've got a very clever doctor from AI HR, the Academy to Innovate HR. If you haven't checked those out yet, please do. Their research is incredible. Wavemaker, the big marketing agency. We've got Joe O'Connor, who spoke at DisruptHR Buffalo. He's the co-founder at Work Time Reduction. He's all about the 4-day work week, and many, many more guests. We've been doing a special season around high performance within sport, and we've got some pretty impressive folks there. So watch this space on that, listeners. Mr. Bjorling, before we wrap up for today, how can our listeners connect with you and learn more about the award-winning Fidello?
Well, excellent. Thank you very much for the time today, Bill. And as always, it's been a pleasure to be with you. People can always reach out to you and tap you if they don't remember this next part, and you can connect them with me. But you can connect with me through LinkedIn at Christopher-Bjorling. I'm out there. And then also you can look at our organization through Fidello at Fidello.com, our website, Fidello.com, and see what we do, see some of the clients that we've served over the years and some of the concepts that we have that are out there and that we work with as we help clients succeed. So I look forward to people reaching out and connecting.
Wonderful. Well, that just leaves me to say, Chris, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you again in less than 3 weeks in New Orleans. But for today, thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you, Bill. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you shortly down in New Orleans. So it'll be fun. I look forward to it.
And listeners, as always, until next time, happy working.
Thanks for listening to the HR Chat Show. If you enjoyed this episode, why not subscribe and listen to some of the hundreds of episodes published by HR Gazette? And remember, for what's new in the world of work, subscribe to the show, follow us on social media, and visit hrgazette.com.